Hello everybody, I am Dhara and today in this video I will be guiding you regarding the first things you must do before landing to Canada. So in this video we will cover 8 essential check boxes which we must tick off before landing, right? So let's start with the number 1 thing, which is applying for SIN, which is Social Insurance Number. This is basically virtual identification number essential to work in Canada, as no employer can hire you or pay you if you don't have a SIN card. Second, to give you a quick facts about the same, SIN is actually was initially created in 1964 in order to keep a tally of client's account number to help government administration for pension plan. As of March 2014, they have stopped making plastic cards. It is very similar to basically the PAN cards that we have in India. But as of now, they're not providing these cards in a plastic format. Now these are being emailed or delivered to you on your address mentioned, and you will be receiving the same over whatever address you have mentioned there, right? SIN are also provided to temporary residents who are citizens of other country. For example, if they are foreign students, they will also be given a SIN number. Moving on, second most important thing is to exchange currency with Canadian. So I would advise you to take limited cash with you when you are reaching Canada and carry along an international currency or exchange card with you and make sure that it works for you the best way. Going there, I would recommend that immediately after landing in Canada, you should get the Canadian currency. So you no more possess any Indian currency or whichever country you're applying from, which will make your task even lengthier. The third thing would be to apply for a health card. Now, if you are a Canadian citizen or PR, you may be eligible to acquire benefit of public health insurance. With it, you don't have to pay for most healthcare services. So, it is very essential for you to apply it on immediate basis so that you can acquire the benefits of the same. Also, it completely depends on the province that you will be landing, but in certain provinces there is a waiting period for this as well. So after immediately landing in Canada, you must check out how to apply for a health card immediately. The fourth point would be getting an international mobile SIM card. Now, if you are a student or you are a PR holder who is traveling alone, obviously your family members would be concerned and they would need you to be in touch. Also, once you land in Canada, you must be applying for multiple jobs in multiple places. So a contact number and having a contact number on immediate basis is also very important. There are multiple companies who can provide you the international SIM card. If we talk about the local companies, there is Reliance and Airtel, which provide the same services with good amount of calling minutes as well as data. If we talk about certain SIM cards which specializes in US and Canada, then to name a few would be T-SIM, Clay and Leica. They cost you around 1,000 to 2,500 rupees. Fifth point or fifth checkbox would be to prepare for accommodation. So finding a proper accommodation is not only important, but one must plan this way prior before reaching there, right? This will not only help you to get a good comparison between the places that are available, but it will also help you and give you a lot of choices. So you can decide and take your time in terms of deciding which city you want to land and which locality you want to land, with obviously the help of little bit of research. You can also take help from professionals who can guide you regarding where should you be landing first and where you can start up your new journey in Canada, right? There are also some of the websites which can help you to book the accommodation. To name a few would be Airbnb and rentseeker.com. Moving on to the sixth point, which is applying for a driving license. In most provinces, you will need to go through what is called a graduated license program. Basically, it's a 3-step program. Number 1 is you will have to give a knowledge examinations and sometimes an eye test. After which, upon succeeding the same, you will be given a learner's permit. You will not be able to drive alone with this permit, but you can drive along with the company of an experienced driver. Step 2, after 1 year of practice, you will be able to take a road test to get an intermediate permit. You can drive alone, but you're not allowed to use any electronic device, even hands-free, and to have any alcohol or drug in the system. Step 3 would be, after 1 to 2 years of driving, you will be allowed to take a full license road test. Be aware or go through how much duration of in between years is being given, because the number of years between the intermediate to full licensing will depend on the provinces that you are settling down, right? Coming to the 7th point, what you must do is again set up a bank account, which is very essential. Since you will be moving to Canada and all the transactions that will occur between you and your employer would be through bank only. There is no cash systems in Canada which can be accepted as a legal payment. So I would recommend to open a bank account, whereas in the transfer is very much possible for you. In order to open a bank account, you must go in person to the financial institution and provide an acceptable form of identification. This will help you to open an account even without keeping any balances or without any funds. Moving on, the last point would be to take advantage of free language training and host programs. Okay, so Canada's immigration system also has created a wing of them, or a wing for people who are going to migrate to Canada, and it can help them to settle well in Canada. Some of the benefits, to name a few, would be: number A, support services that enable clients to access services. Second would be to help people who needs assessment and referrals. Next would be information and orientation, then language training programs, and also services related to employment and community connections. So basically, Canada has organized a very huge workout for people who are going to settle in Canada, and they are going to help them in lot of ways. It can help you in not only taking the language trainings. So for example, the main and the most important languages in Canada would be, official languages would be English and French. So if, for example, you have planned to settle in Quebec, learning French would help you a lot in terms of gaining an employment. So you can learn that for free of cost. The services related to employments are also being sorted there. So if you need a training, or if you need to be aware of the market that is going on in Canada, these are the free courses which you can aspire. They can also help you in teaching you how to crack an interview, what to expect in the job, where the openings are actually going on in the different companies, or the companies concerning your faculty of work. This was me talking about the 8 most essential things to do after landing in Canada. Thank you so much for watching this video.